Alrighty, so we're recording and preparing to go on Facebook Live. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's wonderful. I absolutely love Mondays. I don't know about you guys. I've been hosting these Zooms for a long time now, especially for 7K Metals. We're going to go through the 7K Metals presentation. My son Rob is here as a co-host. My friend Rick is here as a co-host. And we're going to have some other special guests on here tonight. Crystal will also be speaking. And then anyone else that wants to share how they've been able to rank up, we're going to start doing rank up parties. Congratulations, Jennifer. You're very close to hitting copper, which copper, when you think copper, what is copper? I was like, what's copper? You know, when I first got into 7K Metals, I'm like, I didn't know any of the lingo. So tonight we're going to just give you guys a real fast look and overview of 7K Metals. It's really taken the internet by storm. I have almost close to 300 members now. I just started October 20th. And like I told Rick, I'm getting a little bit inundated. This is really fun in a lot of ways. And it's also kind of like scary because I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what are we going to do next year when it's like 3,000 people? And it's a possibility because people keep joining every single day. So welcome anyone that is new here, anyone that this is the first time listening to one of our Zooms. We are a community of like-minded people. We call ourselves the Fearless Elite Crew. And that's really what it comes down to, is become fearless. Because when you become fearless, freedom follows, okay? So when you can market online and you can change other people's lives and you can help those people that really need it, and especially these times, you know, December 7th we're looking at, and it's the holiday season, but at the same time, I want people to also project themselves into next year, okay? So we were lucky enough to find this amazing business opportunity in the fall. We've been all marketing online for quite some time, collectively, separately, but we have a team build, and that's what's so special about 7K Metals. So I'm going to have my son play the video to start with, and then we're going to pass it to Rick, and then we're going to probably end up with me talking a little bit more about the system at the end that we do have. And also, like I said, the rank ups, if anyone wants to talk about that. Happy Monday, Julie, and congratulations on your decision to retire. That's pretty cool. That was amazing news. I got to see you post that on Facebook. And what I'm really excited about is hearing more and more people saying, you know what, I kissed my boss goodbye. 33 years ago, I decided to become self-employed. I have not had a boss. If I wanted to say I am, I guess, my own boss, I can't fire myself. Well, I could try, but maybe some people wouldn't like it if I fired my own self. But Rob, I'm going to pass it over to you, and let's see how you can get that video rolling here tonight for everybody.
Sure hope I can.
Okay, I sure hope you can too.
Because it's running off a Verizon hotspot, so
okay,
it's a test of the network.
Do your best, just like I've always told you.
Is it coming through okay?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Hi. How about a 1 ounce gold coin? Accept 1 ounce gold coins at Taco Bell?
Is this how much is
The 1 ounce.
I think so.
No?
No.
You don't think so? Well, here, I have a couple of Federal Reserve notes. Would you rather have these instead?
Yeah.
Okay. Who needs a
You should keep that as collection.
Who needs a 1 ounce gold coin these days, you know?
1% or less actually make financial independence. What are they going to do if I gave them $10 million? What would they do with their life? I guarantee you, 2 to 8 million of that will be spent in less than a minute. Because a lot of people are sitting there beating themselves up. Anytime you set goals that are not aligned with your highest values and you then don't achieve because you give up on them, then you end up beating yourself up and think there's something wrong with you.
I'll take a sticker.
Okay.
You want to grab a sticker for me? Because my hands are
Instead of the gold coin?
taking candy from strangers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Bernanke, if you don't mind, would you tell me whether or not you do your own shopping at the grocery store?
Yes, I do. Okay, so you're aware of the prices. But you know, this argument that the prices are going up about 2%, nobody believes it. And people on fixed incomes, they're really hurting. The middle class is really hurting because their inflation rate is very much higher than the government tries to tell them. If you loan me $100 and in 2 years from now I gave you 90 back, you'd be pretty upset.
This whole city block here has been a hot spot all day. East Lake Street, Minnehaha, and they're right there. They're starting to. We're gonna move back. They're starting to throw Molotov cocktails.
The gold remains in a longer-term uptrend. That is pretty beautiful, I have to tell you. What is that called? That's a pattern of higher highs and higher lows.
The Fed's going to self-destruct eventually anyway when the money's gone. But why wouldn't we legalize competing currencies? Why couldn't people put this in a mattress and get 4 or 5 times much of the value in a few years? So the record of what you've done in the last 6 years is destroy the value of real money.
Who's there? Cock-a-doodle-doo, pal.
No. I don't have any more money. My job sucks right now. Please, I'll have more money next month.
In July 2020, an estimated 32% of Americans missed a rent or mortgage payment. That was up from 24% in April, 31% in May, and 30% in June.
As we reported earlier, the U.S. is breaking a disheartening record today. 3.3 million people filing for unemployment benefits as the uncertainty of this crisis continues. Take a look at this. This was seen last week, an endless line of cars wrapped around this Houston neighborhood as people wait in line for food.
You can't take my house.
Is that your signature?
Oh, okay, well, just help me work something out, okay? Wait! My dog is in there! No! Don't take my dream!
This is a social experiment, is it not? Might be. Yeah, I feel like there's some deep psychological activity going on with my decision right now. Free gold coin or a free Snickers bar? A Snickers bar. Who needs a 10th ounce gold coin, right?
Yeah, what is it for?
Oh, just spreading around the wealth.
Oh,
Thank you.
To preserve our independence, we must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. We must make our choice between economy and liberty or profusion and servitude. I place economy among the first and most important of Republican virtues, and public debt is the greatest of the dangers to be feared. It is incumbent on every generation to pay its own debts as it goes. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their money, first by inflation and then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the people of their property until their children will wake up homeless on the very continent their fathers conquered.
Jefferson, you're mad. This country will have a central bank.
Problem with the U.S. and its saving current account imbalances is that they were already setting us up for a problem before the pandemic hit.
Oh, how did this happen?
So I look at that and I say, okay, with deficits up, with debt up.
They now want to average a 2% inflation rate. And so that means that the Fed is willing to allow inflation to run hotter than normal in order to support the labor market and the broader economy. Basically meaning if you just hold on to cash, it becomes worth less over time. As Ron Paul says, the policy of our government is to steal 2% of the value of the dollar on purpose, and now desperate towards inflation.
There's not much time. I gotta go down to the bank and get my life back. They took everything. Oh, bank ain't gonna help you now. Towel in the truck. Set of balls, put them on. You're gonna need them. You're gonna get my dream back? No, pal. You are. I'm here to show you how.
All right. Hopefully that came through okay.
It did, and I apologize, Rob. We've had a lot of people having errors for some reason. But anyway, I posted the raw link there. So if you have anyone that you want to bring on to the Zoom tonight, go ahead and send them that raw link. We will make sure we talk really slow. So anyway, welcome everybody. I apologize. I do forward that link to a domain name just so that we have one domain name, because Crystal has lovingly put an image together for everybody here on our team, and so we have like one domain name where it forwards. So every week I have to change it because I'm recording it right now on this link. So Zoom, don't you guys love technology? Technology is really fun when it works, but it's really frustrating when it doesn't. So I apologize. We're just getting a little bit started a little bit late here. So welcome again, everybody. Rob, that was amazing. And I just wanted to say before we got started, like truly got started and you started talking about 7K metals, is that has anyone ever experienced like going through foreclosure, going through frustration, $50 left in your bank account? Myself and my family have. In 2006, we went through the banking debacle. We were mortgage brokers, real estate investors, and my husband and I lost over 15 properties of our own personal portfolio, 15, and our personal home. My kids didn't know it. In fact, Rob, he was very young. He didn't know it at the time. And I promised myself that if I were to get back on my feet, if I did it, I would teach other people how to do it, because it's not a good feeling when you look at your kids around Christmas time. And this time is always emotional for me, so I apologize if I do get a little emotional here tonight. But it was around Christmas time, and I didn't have any gifts for my kids. Okay, we were trying to figure out how to make ends meet, and so this time of the year is especially special to me. Okay, sorry. I did not think I'd get emotional tonight, but it happens every single year. I think back to those times when we didn't have anywhere to really go. We were actually homeless at one point. We moved back to New York. And again, I did not let my kids know it. I did not let my kids know it. But luckily 10 years ago, I found the internet and I found a way to be able to make money from home. And so ever since that, I've taught thousands and thousands of people to do the same. That is my drive. Okay, you got to find your drive. But that was my drive, and that is my why. And so we've found this amazing company to be able to share it with people and to be able to have people have their freedom, you know, once again, especially in these economies. So when people come to me and they say, Tammy, you know, I need to make money. I get you. I totally get you, because we had to. I was in your shoes. Okay. So every single day I wake up with passion in my blood and in my soul. And I want people to realize that this is why I do what I do. And this is why we have these Zooms. So you guys can bring your people here so that they can feel like, oh, they're not the only ones. Okay. So I'm going to pass it over to Rob. Rob, you can take it away. I hope that's okay. I had to say what was on my heart tonight.
That's fine. Yeah. It's just
you know the feeling, Rob. You've heard my story, and you were real young, but you know I have to share it with the people now that we're helping.
Right. Oh well, I remember you actually that year, and I don't care about gifts. Looking back as I'm older now, it has nothing to do with materialistic. You get you know, I think a lot of people know that, of course, but I remember back with Christmases, like I think we had like one little stocking and that was it. And then like to me, I didn't really know what was going on. So when I was younger, I was like 9-10 years old. I didn't really know what's going on. I'm 26 years old now. So guys, I want to present this little intro, and not intro, but more or less what 7K can do, and a little bit of history. I really do love history, and not the history that they'll teach you in textbooks, hence why we're on this call tonight, and we get to learn actually what's going on and how we can actually transform our money into something truly powerful tonight, right? So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go into full screen mode here. You know, the main question of tonight is really, are you working harder for your money? And really to cover the basics, we're talking emergencies to daily life. And the question and the answer to that question, absolutely yes. I know for me, before I ever started any of this, I remember working for basically $1. At the time, I really didn't know that was essentially monopoly money, right? A lot of people on this call, either you have a 9 to 5, congrats to Julie, just retiring, good friend of mine. That's my passion, is I want to actually help all you guys on this call, even at a mere young age, to actually, guys, get out of the matrix, essentially, with your money. And so really it comes down to the fact that it's not just you on this call, it's a lot of people. Higher costs added, pressures on daily life with families, causing tons of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, of course, on a larger scale. As of 3 years ago, and these are just statistics that were basically from the Federal Reserve themselves, so they would know best, 44% of Americans said that they could not cover emergency expenses. I'm looking around tonight and I'm seeing families, right behind me that I could help, right? I could wave them down. And that's really the passion that we love to have with this company to help you guys. And it's in the numbers, right? A brief little history. I'm going to give you a history lesson. Rick and my mom, Tammy, they're going to go into more about the 7K and how we can help you tonight. At the end of this call, everyone get back to their sponsor. But I am going to give a history lesson, and this may be repetitive to many folks on this call, but it is a nice retouch to go over, right? So the history of the Fed, right? So in 1913, guys, the Federal Reserve was created, and that is a private bank that controls our money. And $1 was $1, truly held its value as $1. And by really today, we can feel the pressures now that, having a central bank that's private, no acting Congress, no senator you elected this year, no one is allowed inside the Federal Reserve. And to me, on this call, that makes me cringe why no one's allowed to be in something that we hold in our pockets. So with gold and silver, that's my true passion and love, is actually having something physical and actually knowing that it's going to be going up in the future. 1933, actually FDR created an executive order that made it illegal to actually do that very same thing. Very crazy things, but the purchasing power, as you could tell, it did go slightly back up, but we do see the decline, as that's why we're on this call. 1944 actually was kind of a turning point, right? Bretton Woods Agreement was established. Actually, the United States dollar was a world currency. And in 1971, this is when Nixon said, we'll temporarily, again, key word, temporarily. I don't know if you've heard that before, that word, temporarily lock down, temporarily do this. They closed the window of the Bretton Woods Agreement. And so anything that the history of this, where we're going is, it's never a temporary thing. It's always something to go further in an agenda, right? So how are we going to get around this? How are we going to look forward? So what we're looking forward here is that, just like Thomas Jefferson, founding father, once said, that if really we allowed that to control our currency, we would have this problem today. And I'm just giving this quote. I'm not going to read the full thing. But one of my favorite quotes, and the reason why I really go forward, is that it is well enough that if us as civilians and people in this country and Canada and everyone else tuning in understood how it truly worked, there would be a revolution by tomorrow morning. If you truly knew the money that you're working for is essentially grown on trees, then you truly would understand why you're on this call even more, right? Obviously, we have price increases, car insurance going up. You're a perfect driver. Still, Geico hits you with another $20 increase. Food expenses. Why is that? Well, we always have to go back to this, right? When you have a purchasing power that's not there, how are we going to go forward? Well, the beauty is we've mixed a modern 2020 into, thousands and thousands of years of worth of value, which is silver and gold. And we've mixed those two, and this is what we're presenting tonight. So if you could have bought back then in 1965, $1 would have gotten you $1 of milk, right? Also, it would have given you 1 ounce of silver. As you can see, that 1 ounce of silver also could have, in today's value, gotten you 5.1 gallons of milk. It's really amazing, the purchasing power you can see, true money, right? 2,500 ounces of silver also could have gotten you a Ford Mustang. That's a beautiful Mustang, if you ask me, the one on the left. I love old vehicles, but also $2,500, you know, could have gotten you that 1965. In today's value, guys, you could have gotten two of those, right? The newer modern ones. So it's really amazing to see where, you know, gold and silver is. We all mainly know on this call where we're heading, right? So gold and silver, you can see that even gold itself, 281 ounces at $35.50 back then could have gotten you, you know, a house, $10,000. But also that value in today is over, you know, $421,000 plus dollars. Of course, it's probably much more with the, you know, the inflation adjustments. But why else are some of you guys hearing this on this call? And it's always good to learn. I think anytime you research and you learn, you really feel free. Hence, Fearless Crew tonight. After seeing those stats, does your financial future seem more challenging, right? It doesn't have to be. And why aren't they telling you this? Why isn't Fox, CNN, MSNBC, you know, Canada News Network, you know, anywhere you are in the world, why aren't you hearing this from the top, right? Because they don't want you to know. It's absolutely the truth. They don't want you to know. You know, they put in place those things. So how do we break free of this? Well, the idea behind this is something called sound money, right? Gold and silver, but like I like to add the twist, mixed with actually modern day advancements on how we actually can commerce together. So there's a reason why, right? Gold and silver, huge, one of the secrets of wealth, of course. And here at 7K, we believe in you. We actually want to guide you in that journey, and that's why I'm on this call. You know, I just love seeing that wealth protection. You know, even at a mere young age here, I love seeing people actually transfer their wealth finally into something that's actually real. So we are 7K. We're going to show you how the secrets of the wealthy have used it to, you know, get ahead of the game now and forever. These are some of the founding, you know, quotes here on the mission to change the world. And I know everyone has heard that before, but truly when it mixes in between what we got and it's truly something amazing, right? A message from the founders, you know, as you can see, you can read here, we create 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment, you know, arise, etc. Right? So going on to, here are the questions you have. What is really the power of sound money? You know, where should I buy it? Who should I trust? And I have something on the next slide that's pretty freaking amazing, right? We have something with our membership benefit. Think of this as a Costco membership of gold and silver, something mind-blowing, right? But we actually cut the direct dealer pricing out. And if you really do shop around, you'll see what we mean with this pricing. The US Mint and you, it's that simple. There's no minimums, no maximums you can buy from us, period. It's not just a buying bullion at the dealer, direct pricing. We've learned more than that, right? So it's really cool. There's also buyer certifications that you can get with becoming a member. So just like on this call, you know, you can learn about the value of MS, truly beautiful coins, you know, MS70, Mint State 70, you know, coin collecting, etc. And why and how are the large institutions buying this around the world, right? So just amazing stuff. 5 reasons for sound money, hedge against the poor government decisions. As you can tell in that graph, that's just, if it's visually laid out, it's quite crazy to know that it originally was temporarily, guys, temporarily taking us off the gold standard. And look where we're at, 50 years, August 15th, 2021. We're looking at 50 years of lies with our money, just on the gold standard alone, and over 100+ years with the Federal Private Reserve. So if you look at these and you're like, wow, this is crazy, where do I begin? that's the good news, and that's where Rick and my mother will tell you on what we can do for you tonight. But here's the best part. I got to get to this, right? What if I told you that we all have made a $1.2 million mistake? This is huge, guys, a $1.2 million plus mistake. Going into purchasing a MS-70 Silver Eagle each month since 1986. A lot of you folks on this call have been born on that date or before that date, and it would have cost you over $40,000 to $50,000, right? Initially, but in today's value, right, over $1.2 million plus dollars. You guys would have had that in assets. Really good news, and this is the best news. We have that discipline, right? We can actually help you out with something called the 7K Auto Saver. We gathered a team of actual world-class experts. They literally look at these coins, they grade them, NGC graded, perfect graded coins, shipping out to your address every month, and it disciplines you. It's absolutely amazing. And there also is 3 packages. There's a basic, where the basic you get the $1 Silver Eagle and random years and dates and states. But this is the beauty. You get to get these per month. You also have a 50 state collection, which is, I love collecting almost all of them, right? Very amazing stuff. There's variety coin, and anyone into comics or into, you know, certain type of genres, you can collect in your favorite type of superhero. Your kids, I know there's a lot of people on this call that already have been on this call, and they're like, my kids love the Captain America. And it brings joy, because I'm like, guys, you're teaching them real assets. So also these are past variety coins. There also is a specialty coin, and this is my favorite, near dear to my heart. Right here, I got silver and gold. I got a gold necklace, and gold is my favorite, absolutely. Gold and silver collectible coins in a mixture, right? And you can get that at the highest level. Absolutely incredible. The good news is we have 2 memberships, right? We have a standard and we have a premium. I personally love the premium, of course, because you are getting more silver in your hands, and who doesn't like more silver in their hands right away? But there also is a ton of benefits behind using this membership, right? So you're great, but you know, we can go into that going forward. But the best news, and this is my favorite. So remember how I mentioned how, yes, gold and silver, but there also is a way of earning to actually share what's going on, and how we can actually pull back the tug of war game, right? So memberships and renewals, there's monthly auto ship program, there's rare coin sales, there's retail sales, all multiple ways to earn from the company. And also you can make up to $500 initially starting by sharing it per week. Absolutely amazing. And obviously, as the team grows, and Rick's going to go over that, the comp plan and everything, my mom's going to interject with some cool things and add it, and we're all going to kind of present that. But as you remember, 44% of Americans could not cover that $400 emergency expense. I tell you, recently had to get new tires on my vehicle. This really, really did help, I tell you that. So there's a beautiful and robust comp plan going on here, and we're going to go over that. I'm going to take the reins, hand it over to Rick, and he's going to explain that. But thank you guys so much for listening to me, and I look forward to helping you guys moving forward. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob. Awesome job.
Thank you.
I like, you know, he talks about 1965 and 1986 and, you know, all these ancient dates. Now, granted, I don't remember 1965. I remember 1986 very well. But for those of you that aren't nearly as ancient as I am, if you'd had one of these right here, these MS-70 silver Eagle coins, if you'd gotten one in 1999, that one coin would be worth $19,000 right now. That's, you know, 1999 is not that long ago, really.
Wow.
Well, if you're my age, it doesn't seem like that long ago at all. But so Rob was saying, I'm going to talk about the comp plan and the fact that we are a team build. and let me explain what that means. You know how most MLM type situations, you get a little bit of commission off each sale that's made for so many levels down. Your commission goes a little bit less for each level, and things like that. This is about points, and it works completely differently. So what it really means is, if the people under me don't do well, I can't do well. So I have to help people under me. I have to help them build their team, do what I can to get them on board to do what I do, whatever, teach, train, rinse and repeat, all these wonderful terms that Tammy likes to use, just so that I can move up. So I have to help the people underneath me. And to give you an example, and that's why I have at the top left of my slide here, it says ranking up is more important than points or money. And I'll explain that as I go along, but it really is true. It's more important for me to get higher rank than it is for me to get paid. And that's something I don't think I'd have ever said until this program came along, because I like that money. But when you first start out, you're unranked and you sell 2. Okay, that's where you got to start. You got to sell 2. You have to have 2 direct sales to begin. Once you do that, you're an associate. And as an associate, you can earn up to $500 a week, as long as you have, and now this is a binary team, which means you have 2 sides, and each side have to balance. So each side has to have at least 500 points for me to earn $500 that week. Now, 2 sales isn't going to do it unless they buy a bunch of other stuff. Because you also get points if they buy coins and if they do, other various things. But, what Rob in his presentation mentioned, that most people don't have $400 to cover an emergency. I know people that have a $500 deductible on their car insurance. And if they had something happen to their car and they had to have it fixed, they could not afford that $500 deductible. So, they'd be sitting ducks, nothing, no way to get out of it. So if you're able to earn $500 a week, it kind of covers that. Well, I mean, most of us would be happy getting an extra $500 a month. Put a 1 in the chat if you would like just an extra $500 a month. So what you need to do, and I'm going to show the most efficient way to build your team to move up levels as fast as you can. So what you do is you get these 2, and then you just repeat, rinse and repeat, do it again. And come on, there we go. And you make 2 more sales. Now, at this point, I'm not going to do any more direct sales. I'm going to start, if any of these people, Kevin, Bob, Mary, or Randy, that I've sold to, are putting forth any initiative at all, whether it's purchasing lead traffic, whether putting up Craigslist ads, free advertising on, on different sites, USA, whatever. As long as they're doing something. If they're not getting any traction, I understand that. That happens to all of us from time to time. But I will actually, somebody contacts me and says they want to become a member, I will look and say, okay, who needs a new member? And my next 2 will go under Bob and Mary. So they will actually get the sale. And this is what I was meaning about, it's not about commission on the money. Because even though Bob sold to Jim, and I recruited Jim, I talked to him, I convinced him to make the purchase, and I let Bob get the sale, those points roll up to me anyway. It doesn't matter who in my team makes the sale, I still get the points, no matter what level it is. Hopefully that makes sense. But what it comes down to is I'm still an associate, even though I've made 6 sales now. I'm still just an associate. For me to move up, I have to make 2 people under me, whatever level I am. So as an associate, I need to make Bob and Mary associates. And once I do that, and to be an associate is just making 2 sales. Once I help them do that, hopefully, don't get me wrong, hopefully they're doing it as well. And Kevin and Randy and, everybody on here hopefully is doing what I'm doing and making sales, because, they need to do it as well. But now I've made Bob and Mary, or I've helped Bob and Mary become associates. Once they become associates, I'm now a copper. And my earning potential just doubled. I make up to $1,000 a week. And then again, what I've done, I just do it again, one more time. So last time I made these 2 associates, so I got to copper. Well, now I made them coppers and I become bronze. Now I say I made them that, I made the slide. They're working and hustling and generating traffic and doing all the things they need to do to make sales as well. And these people that have nobody under them, they're going to be doing all this as well. And I need that to happen also, because Bob over here one day could fly to Vegas and gamble all his money and decide he can't afford to pay the $100 to 7K metals, even though he's making $1,000. He can't, he blew it all in Vegas and he decides to drop out. Well, what happens then? I drop a rank, or I have all these other people out here who are also selling, and hopefully they're at copper as well. So they just move over. It's not a big deal. I don't lose rank. I don't lose any advantage that I have, and everything keeps going smooth. So at this point at bronze, I can make up to $2,000 a week. Now, again, as I said at the beginning, this is a binary program, meaning I have to have 2 balanced sides. So to earn $2,000 a week, I have to have 2,000 points on the left side and 2,000 points on the right side. Now, if I don't have that much, I will still get paid as long as I have at least 500 on each side. But they do it in increments of $500. So I can make 500, 1,000, 1,500, or 2,000. And I can do that week after week after week. And let's see, what do I have here? 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 11 on each side, 22. Okay. So again, as I said before, I just have to do what I've done again. Just keep rinse and repeat. Do it over. And these 2 below me are coppers. I need to make them bronzes, or they need to become bronzes. And once they do, I become silver. And then I'm up there in the big leagues with Tammy. And then I'm making up to $3,500 a week. I have never made $3,500 a week. I've had weeks where I've made that, but not in a consistent manner before. I think I could pay my bills with that. I don't know about the rest of you. I might
put a
even
1 in if you want to be silver. Rick wants to hear.
Yeah.
Put a 1 in the chat.
Put a 1 in the chat if you want to be silver.
I want everybody to be on the Zoom become silver.
Now, those of you that haven't heard this before, if you make silver in your first 90 days, you get a 100-gram bar of silver.
Yes.
Actual silver ingot. Sandra wants 12 grand a week. Right after me, Sandra. You can have that. But now in this slideshow, I only go up to silver. But again, it's just keep doing it. But the next level is gold, and it means I have to have 3 more individual sales on either side, and make these 2 silver. Then I become gold, and at gold I can make $7,000 a week, not a month.
Yeah, that's a week, guys.
Yeah.
Do that in the calculator.
They do it every Saturday night at, what is it, midnight Mountain Time. They make the payments.
Correct.
And you have it stored in your Sound Money wallet in the back office, which means it's actually stored in gold and silver. Or you can have them stored as gold and silver in a vault that's secure. I think Rob talked about the vault.
Right.
So, and you can have it shipped to you at any time. If you do fall on hard times and you need that $400 and you have, 17,000 of these laying around, or 12 laying around, whatever, have a few laying around, they will buy them back at current market rate. So, it's not like the old type of MLMs versus, lotions, potions, and pills, where you're selling beauty care products or weight loss products or, one of those things. And then you end up with all this stuff because, your monthly supply is more than you can use. And if you look at the ingredients and you go to Walmart, you can get the exact same thing for half the price. And now you got a pantry full of this stuff that you're never going to use. Here, these are actual assets. This is actual, hard currency. And it gains value. Like I said, if you had one of these coins, this exact coin, purchased in 1999, it would be worth $16,000 right now. That's pretty phenomenal.
It is.
So that ends my portion of the presentation, unless there are any questions.
This is always fun because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of thoughts through their mind. What I did, guys, was when I first got into 7K Metals and I was given the 7K share plan, I actually printed it off. There's something to be said about having this stuff tangible. And in my opinion, in the 10 years of internet marketing and network marketing, I've never seen a business opportunity where you can hold your product in your hand. It's a tax deductible, product, but the assets are going up every single year, like Rick said. It's not meant to, buy the coins, flip the coins, buy the coins, flip the coins. It's not that kind of business. It's the kind of business you want to hold in your hand. Okay. So that's the difference here with 7K Metals. And I know Crystal's going to share her story on that. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I print out off something. There's something to be said about, again, printing things off, setting your promises to yourself. I don't make goals to myself because everybody breaks goals. But have you ever broken a promise to yourself? Very rarely. There was a billionaire that taught me that. When I lost everything that I told you guys about in my life, all those properties for 10 years that we worked on, 15 properties, my portfolio, he was a billionaire and then he went to nothing. Then he was a billionaire again, then he went to nothing. His name is Bill Bartman, actually. He's one of the top motivational speakers that I listened to. I had to listen to someone because I was very, very depressed after I worked so hard and lost everything. But anyway, getting back to this, moving forward, I printed off a silver sheet and I said, I will do this. And I will do this in a record time. Now, I almost beat the company record. The company record, I think, is 13 days. But I almost did it in 9. And then I pulled back. But I reached silver, okay? There's a silver, like Rick mentioned, a bar. If you get that in 90 days, you'll get that 100-ounce silver bar. But I printed this sheet off, and I have all of my team members print these sheets off, all of my leaders. Crystal has one. Bonnie, I'm looking at Pamela, you need to print one. Colleen, Jason has one. Let's see who else has printed one off. If you guys have printed off your little sheet, your cheat sheet, just let the audience know. Because this is the best way to stay on track. Just like when you do anything in life, you want to stay on track, whether you have a good day or bad day, or just a day you just simply don't work on your business. You still want to look at that and say, you know what? Oh my gosh, that's right. December 7th, I was on that Zoom, and they showed me a plan where I could be making $500 a week, $1,000 a week, $7,000 a week. They even talked about. Seriously? And the thing is our brains are kind of a weird creature, isn't it? Like, we tell ourselves already, no, it can't be done until it's done. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to hit silver, but I did it. So the validation is there. Now there's going to be more people that come in, that keep coming in, and they're going to keep hitting the record. What was it that one time, guys? Does anyone remember when that runner couldn't run that 15 seconds, that mile? I can't remember what it was. There was a runner. Do you guys remember that story? And the runner said that he couldn't hit the record of a mile run in a certain amount of time, but he did it. And then it was done again and done again and done again. It's the same thing with this company. It's a 4-minute mile. That's it, Frank. I knew someone on here would remember that story. So the thing is like we can all accomplish it. And by simply inviting them to these Zooms that we started. And this is, I think, our 7th or 8th Zoom. What is it, Crystal? We started it a couple weeks ago. So it's the 7th Zoom, I believe. We have 5 more opportunities for you guys to bring people here. We also have, obviously, sales systems and funnels to get the folks joined and signed up. And we have a couple joining tonight. So I just wanted you guys to know that Rick has showed you the plan. Now what you do is you write it down. You promise yourself by such and such a time that you'll do it. And if you don't do it by such and such a time, no problem. You still are on track to do what you want to do. So I saw a lot of people saying in the chat, yes, yes, yes. So keep telling yourself, yes, yes, yes. And then your subconscious mind will start working towards it. So I'm going to go ahead and have Crystal unmute next. And she's going to talk here tonight. So happy to have you here on the Zoom, Crystal. I know you've been super busy lately. And Crystal, you have how many kids?
5.
5.
Yes.
So she has 5 kids. I only have 2 and they're grown and they keep me busy. But we're going to hear from Crystal and her story.
All right. Thanks, Tammy, Rob, and Rick again. It's a great night here and welcome everybody. The reason we got into this opportunity in the first place was to for the income. We've been with Tammy for some time, and I've been working from home for 4 years full time. And so that was our biggest takeaway, is that we saw the comp plan and we jumped in right away. From there, we've learned so much about gold and silver, and that it's an insurance policy for our money. So we're sharing an opportunity. We're not selling a product, we're sharing. When you get a physical asset with this, you're not like other opportunities filling your shelves, like Rick had said, with the latest lotions, potions, and pills or protein shakes that you're going to have on your shelves for a full year and either never use because they're going to expire or something. You're stacking your shelves with assets. And what's even more is that with my 5 kids, we're sharing this opportunity. They looked at it, for us, okay, it's another income producing opportunity. But then they noticed FedEx coming and they were kind of intrigued with all these shiny gold and silver coins coming to the door. And now they're racing to get to the door first. And like I always say, they're going to be stockpiling them under their mattresses if we don't watch out here, because they are learning the importance behind investing our hard-earned income into physical gold and silver assets. You guys, we've got to protect it. The economy and everything else around us, we're in a crisis. And we want to set ourselves up so we don't get to that point, such as Tammy or anyone else. I've seen times, with for my kids, I was down to $24 in the bank. So it's just, you don't ever want to ever get to that point. And when somebody doesn't have $400 for an emergency, you guys, we're here to help. And when you buy these coins, they have the Sound Money wallet, like Rick had pointed out, that you can sell it back at current market value to the company. and you can turn it over to cash right away. So you're not losing anything or, in pills or anything else. This is yours. This is your physical asset. So, we're changing lives, and this is a team build. So if one person below you doesn't make it, then you're not going to make it. You've got to help. We're all here. That's why we're one huge team. And you will see, on our chats that we help each other out at all times. And we're there for everybody, because if it doesn't work for one, it doesn't work for any of us. And it can. It's there. It's life altering, income, because other companies I've been in, they weren't called pyramid schemes, but they sure as heck seem like it, because nobody, myself included, my, monthly, if I was getting any income, was going towards the product, whereas, everybody above me was making the big income, and it hurt me to see anybody that was under me not making it. With this, we're all bringing in some sort of income, and right now the company's even giving out $250 income for not just $500. So they're being very giving right now till the end of the year, and I don't know if it'll continue on or not. So, but we're all winning here. So, that's the thing, is that you just have to jump in with both feet, ask questions, get your hands on these amazing coins, get the word out. You guys, your mouth is your office. You're always talking about things. Talk about this opportunity and change people's lives. Point out people that you think may or may not do this. Share it with everybody. Everybody deserves to hear about this. So jump in, and I hope to see you guys in the group, and get back to whoever brought you here tonight. So have a good one.
Thanks, Crystal. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Very, very awesome. I love hearing your story, and I love the fact that the kids run to the front door when the FedEx guy comes. That's pretty cool. I remember that, and I think that's just one of the first things that I love hearing from everybody. And the thing is like, I try to talk about this quite a bit. I know we've talked a lot about the comp plan and making money with it and things like that, but you can just become a customer and be on autosaver. Okay, we have team members literally that are just customers. Okay, so you don't have to promote it if you don't want to. I always want to talk about that side of it, because there is really a legitimacy to building legacy wealth, and there's usually 3 asset classes. You can maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but of course we have the alternative, like from fiat, which is crypto, and then you have gold, and then you have silver, you have land. Even food storage is going to be a huge thing in the future. Farmers, farming the land, having land, holding land. So there's only so many asset classes that you can get yourself into. Stocks and bonds, it's not going to be so much anymore. But buying and holding, silver and gold, it's never going to go away, So I'm definitely excited about the future. I'm excited about 2021. There is a time sensitivity, and I haven't talked a lot about this on the Zoom, but if you get back to the person that brought you here, you want to make sure you get with them tonight, because these spots are filling fast. Like today, I think I told the group, I am swamped. I'm super swamped. Okay. So I've seen many, many people join. We have people from the UK. There's going to be more countries opening. We only have Canada, UK, United States, of course, Singapore, and what's the other one? Australia, right? So I see Howie's on here. So it's like, what is it? Like tomorrow morning for you, Howie? It's like literally like already like afternoon in Australia, I think, something like that. But there's going to be other countries opening up, but that's it right now. So definitely get in, because you're going to see spillover. The team is literally, we are on the fastest growing team. If I wanted to mention, it's 2 p.m. there on Tuesday. Look at that. It's too bad we couldn't say, hey, Howie, what's the lottery numbers? Like,
I feel
Like-
like we just traveled into the future.
Yeah, like just tell us the future. Like, what's the Powerball? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's dedication. That's right, Pamela. That's dedication. We all know and love Howie. We're so glad that he's here with us in this amazing group. But yeah, so I wanted to just leave that with you guys here tonight. If anyone would like, just by a show of hands, if you want me to go ahead and show the marketing system, that is literally almost unbelievable. And I thank Rick for putting it together. He and I talked one day, and I said, Rick, I said, I think that the Fearless Crew, we can get them possibly a sales funnel or a bridge page. And he's like, sure. So he had this whipped together for like less than a day, and he's very talented. He's been a programmer for how many years now, Rick? Like
33.
33 years. Wow.
Well, I've been a systems engineer for 33 years. I've been doing this programming stuff for about 10.
Wow. So that's amazing. So he's created many other systems. And so Rick and I have known each other for about 3 years or so. So if anyone would like me to do that, just by a show of one, I guess you could put in the chat, that'd be great. I can just see who's on here that needs to still see it. Some people have, some people haven't. It's always a good review for the ones that have it. And I think I can do these in my sleep now. We had a team meeting, by the way. Sundays are the trainings for the Fearless Crew. And then of course, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we don't take any questions on our training tonight. I will just show you guys exactly how this works. And then you want to get back to the person that is that has invited you here. So let's see. Do I have a Google? All right, here we go. So when I'm introducing this to someone, whether it be like Rick said, Facebook, Craigslist, YouTube, Instagram, paid traffic or whatever, I'm sending them to my capture page. We call this a capture page in this industry. It's like your billboard. It's like, okay, while you're sleeping, people can opt into your capture page, your website. Right now, as I'm sitting here, I don't have my phone on because it would be going off. It'd be going ding, ding, ding. So right today, I have all these leads. I posted some leads examples in the Facebook group. I don't think you guys can see that because it's the lighting, sorry. But as I'm sitting here, people are listening to the 18-minute video. And some people even are on the Zoom because of the fact of how I teach and train automation. So Channing's on here, for example. He's joining tonight. And so as people are piling in and learning about 7K Metals, we're here having a nice powwow, a little Christmas, before Christmas kind of powwow. We'll keep talking about Christmas and celebrating Christmas and life and things like that. So you have a system that is doing all the telling, selling, and explaining for you. You got to understand something. When I was homeschooling my kids, and when I was, when Rob was young, and by the way, he had to run. He had to actually get back in the car. He's driving back up. When he was younger, I was super busy. I homeschooled him. Okay. Back in the day when it wasn't popular, like everybody says, oh, you're going to homeschool your kids? Why are you doing that? Now it's like a thing, right? Everybody's homeschooling their kids. Well, anyway, I chose because I didn't want them being bullied in school anymore. So I had to find a way. I wasn't going to sit there and make phone calls all day long while my kids, while I was homeschooling them. So I learned real fast about how systems can convert for me, right? And you guys have seen this stuff out there on the internet. It's nothing new. So Rick and I have created an 18-minute video that explains the 7K opportunity in 18 minutes. Well, 18.59, 19 minutes. And it's working. People always ask me, is it converting? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Danny, that just joined this morning, congratulations, by the way, you're on the team. And he reviewed the 18-minute video. Okay. And got back to me in like 15 minutes. So right here, they can fill out a form and say, yes, I'm ready. Okay. So whoever is on here right now, get back to your sponsor and say, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to join 7K Metals. There's 2 packages, $199 and you can get to your sponsor and ask them for their link. They're going to find their link. If it's not theirs, it's going to be a team member's link, right? Because it's a team build. And then so it's $199 or $499, and you pay, and then you get the system, and then you bring people to the Zoom tomorrow night. That's it. It's very, very simple. I like to keep things simple for people because like I said, I like my time freedom, and I know you guys do too. And that's one of the reasons why we created that sales funnel. So that shows you guys the system that we have, and working really well, isn't it, Crystal? Like we're just like sitting, like we did a Zoom the other day. I think her and I did on YouTube too. We just kind of sat there and laughed because I was like, oh, got another lead. They're just popping in, and this just works really well. So the more consistent you are, obviously, with your business, the more money that you make. It's just the bottom line. It's just whatever you focus on, whatever you choose to focus on. I tell people 90 minutes a day. If you can spend 90 minutes a day of lead generation, let that system do the work, have them request a callback, place them, put them on the team, teach them how to do the same. We do have a getting started doc as well. I mean, we're pretty high tech here. There's other teams, of course, in 7K Metals, but we're the only one that has this amazing system that Rick created. Rick, did you want us to talk about your creation here at all tonight, or you good?
I don't know. I think it's running really well.
It is.
The thing, and we just put a video, or I just put up a video in there that Tammy did.
Yes.
Tammy did the video. It just went up today on the dashboard page, which is basically a general walkthrough of the system that kind of gives you a good overview of the system and how it works. We've tried to put instructions everywhere and videos and things, and we tried to make it as easy as possible to use. I don't think it could be made any easier. And I understand, if you're not used to doing this stuff, I get it. It's confusing and the terminology is different. But you can always send in an email to support@getfearlessfreedom.com, and we will answer your questions.
Here it is, right here. Look, Rick put it there today. Tell Rick thank you, everyone. I did the video and I said, Rick, I think we got it now. Now we're ready for massive growth.
But once, even if you don't quite understand everything, like the terminology and everything, once you've done it a couple times, it becomes almost second nature.
Yeah, it really does.
This is what everybody does everywhere on the internet for any type of internet marketing.
Yes.
Except we made it just bare bones simple.
Mm-hmm.
Without all the extra stuff that does confuse you and does make things not work. So.
Exactly.
And Colleen does have her hand up, so.
Yeah, we got the templates right here.
Okay. I'll put it down.
We have the templates, we have the campaigns, we have the Craigslist training and the software follow-up. We have done for you services. You can purchase, traffic, which traffic means your eyeballs to your website. I'll give you an example. Today, I had my traffic in queue, so I ordered it like a couple days ago, and then it hit today. And out of 17 opt-ins, I had a lady requested more information. I'm not sure if she's on here. I'd have to take a look. I did invite her to the Zoom, and I don't see her here. But yes, so she says, yep, I love it. I'm in. That was it. So honestly, guys and gals, having a system has made my life so much easier, and it's a lot easier to scale up, and versus constantly Facebook messaging all the time. I'm not a big Facebook Messenger person. I like email marketing.
Just to give you some numbers, last week I did a run of 500 clicks, and out of those 500 clicks, I got 175 opt-ins, and 32 people asked for more information from the 7K Metals bridge page.
Right. Wow.
So You know, those are the kind of rates we get. You know, generally industry standard for this stuff, opt-in rates on generic capture pages is about 15%. We get anywhere from, you know, depending on how much it's tweaked and reworded, we get anywhere from 20 to 40% opt-in rates, but usually right around 27 to 35. So, you know, we try to give you guys the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, versus other systems out there. I mean, and there's other systems out there, but those other systems, what I used to get frustrated by was like, I'll even say the word ClickFunnels. I'm sorry, I used it for a couple years. I could not get a hold of Russell Brunson for the life of me. He is a busy man. And I'm teasing because you guys know who he is, right? Like, he started out with 100 people, you know, and then grew it into where it is now. But anyway, the support, I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I couldn't figure out how to do a capture page. And that's when I said to Rick, you know what, we need to launch that and launch some sort of system or funnel. And we did in 2020. And we host, in fact, tomorrow night, if you get signed up before tomorrow night at 9 is the next training. So anyone that has any questions, please write them down. Go through all of the trainings. I always ask people, please go through all the trainings because they are there. I pretty much covered everything in the back office. If there's anything that I've missed, then you obviously come to the Tuesday night masterminds. That's when we teach and train at 9 p.m. And it's just really, really fun. We do have a lot of fun times. We act silly, goofy, and it's a great fun learning experience. Who wants to be like learning something that's like going to make you millions of dollars and not have fun, right? I've made millions of dollars with these systems. So, I mean, for me, it's kind of like, you know, why would you not want one? It's kind of like stepping over the dollars to get to the dimes. You guys ever hear that saying? I haven't said that in a while. I had a mentor one time that said, get a fax machine. Because if you don't have a fax machine in your house, you're gonna skip over all those real estate deals, you know. So we installed a fax machine. Remember, $19 for a fax line. And he's like, stop stepping over the dollars to get to the dimes. So I always remembered that, and I was like, you know what? I need tools. I need tools in order for my business to run. So anyway, with that being said, guys, I actually went over a little bit, 11 minutes over. There's actually a corporate call for any corporate Zoom. I'm going to jump on it. It's for the 7K Metals members. So I'm going to jump on the corporate Zoom, see what the updates are for any of the new coins coming out. If you have your sponsors link, I know I've sent a few people on here already links. Make sure you guys get signed up. Email me when you're signed up. And then we'll add you to the Facebook groups. Make sure you guys get back to your inviters, okay? See you guys tomorrow night at 9. I'm excited. Take care. Oh, and the mastermind's at 8. Don't forget that. See you guys tomorrow night. Take care. Now I got to end the recording.